Hello everyone, happy 420. I'm here today with a special 420 challenge. We're going to be doing the 420 Ironman challenge, and what does that entail? It means we're going to be doing an Ironman on 420. I have the mod Cannabis Company installed that has some cannabis themed scrap items added to the game. Have no idea if it works. It hasn't been updated since March of this year, I think, so that was prior to update 50. But we're gonna see if we actually get some cannabis related stuff on here. Oh, let me actually update the text here. It's not gonna be attempt number 3, it's gonna be attempt number 4.20. Obviously, like messing with the spawn or loot tables kind of invalidates the run, sort of, I guess, if you're trying to go for vanilla Ironman runs. But that doesn't really matter to me all that much. We're just here for a good time. Now, my original idea of doing a 420 challenge for Lethal Company definitely involved getting some cannabis and getting high for the run, doing, you know, some like high quota run type stuff, or like every time you die or such and such happens, eat an edible kind of thing. And I think at a different time in my life I would have been down to do something like that, because definitely have a long history with cannabis and related objects and practices, but it's something that I don't do anymore, at least for the past year or so. So this is having cannabis themed scrap is like the closest thing I'll have for this. It's more just kind of like a fun thing to do, release on this day. For those who are unacquainted with 420, it is a day that is, oh, let me do this too. It is a day that is used to celebrate the, I guess, well, smoking, consumption, etc. of cannabis. Originated by some people that go by Waldo and the Grateful Dead, apparently. I just kind of did a quick Google search prior to this, because I never actually, like, despite years of celebrating 420, I never actually looked into the background or origin of it. Just kind of, you know, smoked my weed and then went on with my day. And yeah, that was kind of cool looking back at that. That's why I have the little the Grateful Dead logo. Oh, okay, so the mod's working. We got our water pipe here. For legal purposes, we call it a water pipe. Can I actually hit it? No. Drop water pipe, so it's a pretty sturdy piece of equipment. Shoutouts to everyone who's ever dropped their water pipe and, you know, lost it. Shoutouts to all the bongs that we've dropped. I've owned many bongs, and I've only ever personally dropped one of them. All the other ones were dropped by other people, and it just is what it is. And yeah, I guess this is gonna be an Ironman, but it's also kind of like a talking point of, you know, just my relationship with cannabis and related substances, because that was a big part of my life for a really long time. It's not as bad as I'm making it sound, honestly. It's just, you know, young kid who enjoyed getting stoned pretty frequently. And I'd say that started when I was around 18 years old or so, and just continued all the way up until like 25 or 26. So 7 years straight of just kind of being perpetually high all the time and being a stoner slash cannabis enjoyer and substance enjoyer. You know, good time. It's just not really as necessary for what I'm doing now. Well, what really happened was, like, I started gaining, well, hold on, how am I gonna frame this? I didn't really have a script going into this. I was just kind of gonna play an Ironman and yap about cannabis related things. And yeah, so it's also trying to focus on the Ironman too. C1. Bunch of, oh, okay, so I have to go down this way. Yeah, I get, like, when I was younger, I just kind of took a more reckless approach, I guess, to life, and figured, like, I can go crazy and just kind of go hard and be a bit, oh, okay, cool. Got a fire exit here. Be, like, super carefree and whatnot, and that I would eventually figure it out somehow. Because in my early 20s and definitely my later teens, I figured, like, with the way I am now, I can go hard and just kind of full send everything, and one of two things is going to happen. I'm either going to figure everything out and I'm going to end up hyper successful. That was kind of like one of my visions for myself, or I'm just going to die young in the process. I had like a really, I was just tied to this notion that I was going to be hyper successful or I was going to join the 27 club. You know, with those, all those people who were on track to being like crazy huge influences in the world if they weren't already, and then ended up dying at 27. And you know, I guess when I actually hit 27 and realized that I was gonna probably live for a lot longer than I thought and wasn't a hyper successful version of myself that I thought I was gonna be, that's when I really started reevaluating like how I was approaching life, and also realizing that I'm not gonna not gonna open C1. Not gonna open this door. I think I'm gonna have to open a security door here in order to proceed. Do I have to open this? No, I think the only one I actually have to open is the one that I wrote down earlier. Unless I can go up here. Oh, I didn't go up here yet. This is also a dead end. But yeah, 27 came around. I realized that I'm actually just gonna live for quite a while. And that I should start figuring stuff out, because like the whole... Oh god. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Okay, not sure why that interaction happened the way it did. But that's kind of ideal. The snare flea is just out of the way. That's one power level that I don't have to worry about. And there's the rest of the power level actually. I don't think you actually get trapped here anymore. Unless you do. No? Okay. Come on. Okay, I think I'm gonna book it. Yep. I'm gone. What? Wait. Oh, that's right. Spiders are power level 2 now. Had me tripping. Oh no. That's not ideal. Okay. I thought this was the way back. I dropped the loot there because that was the way back. Okay, so I've missed this jump quite a few times. But I'm like pretty confident this is a jump that actually works. Yeah, see? Okay. Now let's get out of here before the spider kills me. Why is this door closed? Well, we make it. And kind of in the nick of time too, because I have to actually take some time to shuttle this stuff. And it's not a bad inventory by any means. But yeah, back to the story. At around 27 years old, that's when I started reevaluating like my approach to life and whatnot, and taking things a bit more seriously. I definitely cut down a lot on like the weed smoking and substance usage. And I mean I still smoked like occasionally and whatnot, and I was still... Wait, was I still smoking tobacco at the time? No. At 27 I was already clean off cigarettes for a couple years. How old am I? 29 now? I'll be 6 years. So I was already like a couple years from cigarettes then. And wait, did I? Oh, I already dropped the stuff. Dude. Then 29 I decided to start cleaning up my act, and then and then I realized that even then just kind of occasionally partaking wasn't enough, and around like a little bit over a year ago, I decided to just go completely like clean. And yeah, this is now the second 420 that I will be spending completely sober, which is cool because I mean, like, what really solidified it for me at 28 was the realization that at 28 and having started smoking at 18, that I had been smoking for a whole decade. And like when you're in that lifestyle, and also just in general, like, it doesn't really sound all that bad when you're like a weed smoker or something, or when you're just having fun, like drinking and doing all this stuff. It doesn't sound all that bad at first, but then when you put it in the context of I've been doing this every day, pretty much every day for the course of 10 years, really puts like your actions into perspective. And it's like, what did I really gain for myself, or how did I really benefit in life from doing this for 10 years? And how different would my life be if I didn't do that for 10 years? Or if I just like, I don't know, if I spent life differently. Like, am I actually where I want to be at this point in time? And the yapping's gonna make it so that I don't make it back, unfortunately. Yeah, we're just gonna take off. I'm gonna have to leave that. I didn't find an apparatus either. Pretty interesting, but yeah. And then once I put like my habits into the context of a decade and realizing that I was nowhere near where I wanted to be in life, that's when I was like, okay, this is where I'm gonna start implementing some radical changes to the way I approach things, and just get rid of the things that I know are bad habits. Not necessarily that I think like smoking weed is a bad habit, but the way I was smoking weed and justifying it definitely was. Mostly because I would smoke weed and tobacco together, and that's actually something I stopped doing for the past few years, or the second half of the decade, because I had already stopped smoking cigarettes, but I had started the vaping stuff that's a lot more popular nowadays, and I think that's like far worse, at least for me. Like cigarettes, if I decided that I wanted to quit, and then I just stayed off completely, and have been for 6 or 7 years now. No problems. I mean, I guess I do want one every now and again, but it was never an issue to the point where I like caved and went back. But with vaping, I tried quitting like 7 or 8 times over the course of a year or two before I actually fully was able to commit to it, and it took putting my life into perspective over a decade in order to do that. And yeah, that's just something I'm never going to touch again, ever. I think weed would be fine. I never really had a problem with drinking. The only reason I stopped drinking at the same time as smoking too is because anytime I would drink, it would make me just want to smoke too. So it was more just like a trigger, I guess. But I feel like trigger is maybe too strong a word. I don't know. I just stopped putting myself in situations where I would want to drink or smoke or all that. And oh wait, we don't actually have to play fire exit. It's not eclipsed. We'll go this way. I guess like it's not bad to do that stuff, I don't think, on occasion, like live your life and stuff. But something that was really eye-opening to me was looking back at the relationships and friendships that I've cultivated over the past 10 years, and like, okay, well, I missed that jump. And how I was spending time with the friends when I did spend time with them. Because with the way I've been living life, I don't really get to spend too much time with the people that I appreciate having in my life. Most of the time it would be like during big social gatherings and stuff, like parties, and that's when I would see everyone at once, maybe like 3 or 4 times a year, which is kind of a lot now that I say it out loud like that. Like, some people don't get to see people like that for much longer. So I'm grateful that a lot of the people in my circle are just also local, or they just frequently come back or that they just frequently come back home so I can see them, at least for the holidays and whatnot. But I was reflecting on like how I would choose to spend that time with them. Oop, got more stuff spawning in. I guess I'm gonna turn my back to it. and go this way. Hopefully that's not a mistake. Okay. There's bottles over there. Should probably go there. Okay. Just need a bit of focus for this next part for a sec. Okay. Maybe there's stuff this way? Nice, loot room. And yeah, what I realized upon, like, reflecting and how I spent time with people is that most of the time we would just be getting together to drink and smoke and whatnot, and, which is fun, but the way I was doing it was I wasn't necessarily bonding with these people that I called my friends, and, over smoke and drink, I was mostly there for the purpose of smoking and drinking. Obviously in the presence of others, but I realized how... Why is this door closed? Oh, did I not come from that way? Oh, I didn't. Okay, I remember where I'm at now. Hey, shit. Scared me. Even though it's just a spore lizard. Okay. Turn on the flashlight again. Make sure that we don't go into anything crazy like a landmine on the floor. Hey. Okay. So that was what spawned in behind me, the hoarding bug. You know, but yeah, back to the friend thing. I felt like if I wasn't so focused on like smoking and drinking when I was with my friends, that I would have gotten... Cool. That I would have gotten to know them like a lot better than I currently do. And that was a big driving factor. You know, if I only get to spend so much time with people, then I would want to make sure that I'm making the most of it and really like cultivating those relationships. And yeah, that was a big one. And also, like, just at the time I was also like the head chef of the place I was working at as well. And I already wasn't smoking on the job like I used to way back in the day, because I'm just not someone who's able to work while high as well. And even with like the vaping and all that and drinking, I made sure to like not drink or definitely not drink in the presence of like of our peers, or definitely not smoke in front of other people like crazy. Oh, there's tulip snakes on this map now. Cool. And there's a beehive, so that's good. Just because like I felt that if I'm gonna be the face of this establishment, that I should present myself well, and I didn't like the image of... Damn it. I didn't like the image of being a chef who is constantly leaving the kitchen to go hit his vape, or like who is constantly drinking or was always high kind of thing, or that couldn't perform because of the substances that he was taking. And I realized that that's kind of like the image of myself that I'd like to take into just life in general as well. Like, part of me enjoyed the idea of being someone who was capable of living a life where I could just get high freely and drink and do all this crazy stuff and still handle my business and like be the ideal version of myself that I need to be, or that I wanted to be whenever I needed to be. But it just wasn't a reality that was kicking in. So I wanted to try something a little different, like not smoking or just being sober, or not drinking, like not prioritizing like those kinds of behaviors was something that I hadn't done for a whole decade. Like straight up, I mean I was pretty straight edge all the way up until 18, and then 18 it was just kind of when I let loose like a lot. So I don't really put too much stock into those years per se, because I definitely wasn't like the most productive 0 to 18-year-old ever, or 0 to 17-year-old ever. So I want to put more stock into what a decade of like of a bit more self-control and discipline, I guess, or will do for me moving forward from 28 to 38. If I last that long, we'll see. I mean, there's also the part where you can just kind of live your life and enjoy yourself from time to time. But I mean, that's like a philosophy that I've embodied for the past 10 years and it didn't really work out. So I want to see how this one works out. I've seen how it's played out, at least for this past year. And I think in this past year of not smoking or anything, like I've made a lot more progress towards the kind of person that I want to be. Like in probably like the past 10 years combined. It's pretty insane because it's still I still have like a long way to go in that sense, but I think I'm a lot farther along than I would have been if I just continued with the same habits that I had prior to the changes. And it's not like I'm having like less fun or anything in life. I've actually done a lot of the things that I used to do. Oh my god, what is this loot? 3 magnifying glasses? I'm a seeker of truth and I'm finding it now. And 2 egg beaters? Like what is the message of this room? What is the theme? That's pretty funny loot. Okay. Let's just do it like this. We'll bring this back. Yeah, I mean, like, in that past year, I was probably in the best physical shape that I've ever been. At least since I was playing football in high school, which is pretty cool. You know, ran a 5K, was training Muay Thai, eating pretty healthy, tracking macros for like for my diet and meal prepping properly for the first time ever in my life. I mean, I've dropped I dropped all 3 of those when I started doing YouTube and stuff, but I'm about to start my new training arc again now, on 420, I guess. And this is when I finally got the YouTube channel off the ground, you know? Finally had like the discipline on my time off from work to be able to do the steps required to make something like this happen. And even before like Lethal Company and whatnot, like I was starting to spend a lot of my free time a lot more wisely and like working on a lot of self-improvement type stuff and personal development type things, which is stuff that I used to like. Where are my egg beaters? Did I not? I brought them outside, right? And I didn't drop them? Huh? Okay. I guess I'm not gonna get those then. I guess I should have brought the flashlight, huh? Because... Oop. I didn't see where I went wrong there. Yeah, I don't have them. Huh. Okay. Well, let's get the bees at least. The bees are pretty good. Almost a max roll on the bees. I can't really take damage here, so I'm waiting. Cool. Not the greatest yield so far, but I mean that's not really the point of this run in the first place, so... Oh, 457 is not bad actually. Oh, that's right, because I'm using like a vanilla scan, so 570 might not be completely accurate. Alright, let's go to Val. Finally get to see some trees in this 420 run. Maybe you can pack this water pipe of mine. It would be funny if it could actually interact with it. But one of those silicone ones. I mean, it doesn't sound like silicone, but I mean it's a solid blue. Bowl's even packed and everything, but that looks like some alien green type stuff. Doesn't look very natural to me. But you know, this is some space weed. Shoutouts to Trailer Park Boys. But yeah, I did consider just breaking my hiatus for the purposes of this challenge. Because I mean, like, I feel like smoking weed once wouldn't be all that bad, you know, going back to it. But I was thinking like, do I have to though? Because here's the context around my 420 this year. Well, I mean, one, I started a new job last month or so. I mean, it doesn't really matter if I get high for that or anything. I just haven't. But with that new job came a new schedule that I have to adjust around. And even so, I've still had even more than just the regular 5 days of the week that I've had to work around. Like, so there was always something going on the weekends to where, even though I was scheduled for 5 days a week, I was really occupied for at least 6 for non-YouTube purposes, and then running a YouTube channel, or at least the way that I do it, is a 7-day-a-week, like, full-time job, basically. So I was working full-time, plus working full-time on this channel, plus handling other obligations that were taking my time that weren't factored into the schedule that I set for myself. And then I basically just had a couple weeks in a row where I'm like occupied for 6 days. Even to like this specific 420, I go back to work on Sunday because I'm covering for my friend, which is cool. Because then the next week I'm actually gonna work 1 day less. Yeah, we're basically just trading schedules for a little bit. So I'm finally gonna catch a break on Wednesday. And but yeah, so I can't really, like, let's say I do choose to partake in, like, I do get high for 420. The thing about when I get high is that I will, whatever creative endeavor I'm pursuing, I can focus, I can just kind of dial in on that for at least a couple hours. I mean, I say dial in, but a lot of time it's just kind of like rabbit holing thoughts and stuff. And I justified the cannabis use for a long time, saying that it really like boosted my creativity and just really helped me get in the zone. And that's kind of like, there's merit to that. There is merit to that. It's kind of just like, you know, there's different ways to tune yourself into certain actions and whatnot. And it's like how some people, they like make their bed in the morning every morning so that way they can get in the right frame of mind just right off the start, or how some people like drink coffee and that's their cue to start being productive in the day. So for me, smoking weed was like my cue to go into like this creative / reflective period for however an amount of time. Let's not stand on top of the hoarding bug so he doesn't attack me. And the spider was over here. Got an apparatus room. I took the key outside though. Why are you all the way down here? Oh my. Okay. 2 hoarding bugs now. I guess we'll just pull the apparatus, honestly. I do kind of want to go deeper into that big room. At the same time, I kind of just want to go to the next planet already, too. Getting anxious with these hoarding bugs around. I also don't really have a shovel or anything, so saving that gameplay for offense. Actually, I just watched Thelonious' video on the new like offense scaffolding jump. I think I'm just gonna go to offense and go do that. I'm clearly not putting a lot of stock into completing the Ironman challenge on this run. It's been a very different run than my usual ones. And that's kind of like it's kind of a direction that I've thought about going in with the solo content too. Because we already have like me being a bit more of a tryhard, I guess, and more like gameplay focused when I play with friends and whatnot. That's really when I dial in and whatnot. And when I play solo, I have a lot more fun just kind of vibing and doing whatever. That's why I've like contemplated the streams again. And part of the reason why I stopped the streams is because I focus a lot less on the gameplay and focus more on engaging with the people that are in the chat, which isn't a bad thing per se. It's just that at the time, you know, I was relying solely on YouTube for my income and whatnot, and despite like the crazy show out that I had for the streams, for the few streams that I did do, it just wasn't as lucrative for me to do streaming versus the videos. Like the time of effort put in compared to like the returns and whatnot, it was just way better from like doing the playthroughs and recording off stream and uploading a video from it. Like just for reference, like I did an almost 10-hour stream once just to kind of see where like see what that would net me, and I only got like $27 from that, and 20 of that was from a donation from a viewer. Shoutouts. But like $7 for almost 10 hours of streaming is very low. I mean, to be fair, YouTube like demonetized the 10-hour stream for some reason. It didn't really say why, it just said demonetized. Oh well, Forest Keeper just spawned in front of me. Do they still see me? I'm behind a tree. I'm crouched. It's literally right here. I'm gonna have to wait for it to walk away. I don't want this run to end quite yet. Wait, this is a flashbang, right? No, I was supposed to leave the flashbang. Shit, okay. Okay, let's try this again. Hi, friend. Okay. Looks like we're chill going this way. No, we're not. What the fuck? Okay. Perfect. Okay. We'll make it back. Just kind of going the long way. It's good that there's two giants, because it means that there's going to be nothing else. So I can kind of just run back freely here. But I think that's all I'm going to get here. But that was the point, right? Because I wanted to go to offense anyway. I mean, not the most impressive loot ever. Also, one of these wasn't collected. Oh, it's probably the yield sign. Yeah, because of the gift. We'll just hold on to it, just in case. I've had like gift items disappear when it shows up as a triangle on the screen here. It might be because of the cannabis company mod. Not sure if it happens too much in just vanilla, but it's something that I'm wary of. And I have the inventory space and I had the awareness to pick it up, so... You know, no risk, especially when I didn't even collect all that much. That extra bit of loot matters, you know? So, Someone brought up something about selling on the new Ironman challenge. So prior to update 50, the meta for the Ironman was to sell everything you had after first quota, because on second quota you need to go to rend, and if you're gonna sell to reach 550, you might as well maximize your overtime bonus and just try to not die throughout. But now that the first two quota, like with the addition of adamants on the second quota, the first two quotas don't actually cost any money to do, and you don't need to spend any money on moons until the third quota when you go to Ren, Dine, and Titan. So someone was asking, why not just sell to 130 on the first quota and then maximize your profit, or maximize your overtime bonus super hard on the second one? And I see nothing wrong with that, actually. I would want to do some math to see if you actually get more this way, or we can just actually just do it and save the loot for next time. So that's what we're gonna do. I'd say that is for sure the play when you're doing the Ironman with multiple people. Like with solo, I think the min-maxing matters a bit more, because if you die on solo, your run's basically over, because there's no recovering from a loot wipe. Whereas in multiplayer, like if someone dies, like you don't have to lose all your scrap, and you can still, because you have more people, you can still like save the run a bit. Even if you wipe, honestly. I mean, if you wipe after first quota, then it's like pretty bad. What am I doing? I'm about to sell more than 130. See, like that's just habit kicking in. Let's see if there's anything I can sell for 130 exactly. If I can add up to 50 exactly, I can sell the apparatus plus one. Let's see if anything adds up to 50. Anything down here add up to 50? Oh, there's a magnifying glass for 50 exactly. So let's do that plus the apparatus. And we'll go from there. And we'll buy a shovel because we're going to offense. I think it's worth it. Just in case. Let's bring all this back in. Hopefully we even make it, you know. We'll buy the shovel here. Anything else on sale? Extension ladder's on sale, probably won't need it. I like checking the store just to see if like the jetpack happens to be on sale for a crazy amount, because jetpack is super valuable. And you know, it's been so much time since the last rant that I forget what I was talking about before I had to start talking about the game again. But it's cool. We're just gonna play the game then. Also, the Cannabis Company mod not really doing all too much for this run other than giving me this water pipe at the very beginning, which is probably cool because I think most of the people have already clicked off the video by now, so they got to see what they came here for, I think. Or maybe I have longer viewer duration because people are just stoned out of their mind and just letting this play either in the background or they're just staring at it while high, watching some Lethal Company stoned. I was gonna see how long I could keep that ramble going. You know, 2 catfishes in a pond, or some type deal. Something that you only really, well, something that sounds weird when you're not high, but when you're stoned, you're just kind of vibing to it, nodding along. And only realizing afterwards when you're not so high that he was just kind of yapping and not really saying all that much, contributing much to the monologue or all that. But yeah. Okay, let's go. It's rainy offense. I'm not gonna do the regular pipe jump here. So I want to go do the new one that I just saw in Thelonious' video. Shoutouts to Thelonious. If you're not subscribed to her, go do that right now. Really, like seriously, one of the OGs of Lethal Company, and really the pioneer of solo Lethal Company playthroughs. Like there was no one really doing that until like she made her appearance. And that's even where I had my start in doing solo Lethal Company stuff. Was inspired by her gameplay. And so yeah, you want to go all the way to the scaffolding that's closest to the fire exit, I guess. There's really an old bird here, huh? Okay, so fire exit's not even like the safest play ever. What you want to do is crouch and then go across. Or what the? Okay, I kind of watched it with sound off because that's how I watch almost all of my YouTube nowadays. I did see her jump across here instead of... Oh no, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Okay. We're figuring it out. And then once you're right here, we gotta jump around somehow. Oh god. Am I gonna be able to do that? I'm able to do WAW better than I can do WDW input wise. But I don't know if I can actually make this jump on the other side. Uh-oh. Fire exit not playable for me today. This old bird's about to activate too. But yeah, apparently this jump is doable. It's gonna take some practice. This isn't the wisest time to practice, I don't think. But I'm committed to the bit. For better or for worse. Whoa, I didn't even get a jump off there. Okay, you know what? We'll try this side. Someone tell me what the spawn rate of an old... Okay, I'm done. Not that done. Someone tell me what the spawn rate of an old bird is on offense, because that's kind of crazy. I know that it gotta be low. But I think the outside is gonna be safe now, ironically. At least from... Actually, no. Because my biggest worry is sandworms usually. Sandworms paired with something. And old birds can't really kill sandworms. Also, that's like a horribly placed baboon hawk nest. If baboon hawks decide to put their nest there, and that's crazy too. But it's not gonna end my run. Hopefully I find the fire exit from the main entrance. Just a dead end straight ahead. Okay, that looks like it's gonna lead places, so... We are now doing an honorary fire exit challenge. Where you try to find the fire exit. I feel like I'm gonna go deep here. So I'm probably gonna bring the shovel. I don't know, I'll leave it here for now. Ooh, hold on. Maybe I don't go all that deep. Because maybe I just take this back. I have less time to work with because of how I chose to play the beginning. Like, look, it's already 123. Anything in here? Just in case. 38. So that's at least 2 trips. You know, for once I kind of want the fire exit to be near the main entrance. But, you know, it's not going to happen now that I want it. The entrances tend to spawn together when it's not ideal for you. That's what I choose to believe. But yeah, I guess back to the theme of this video. There are a few ways that I wanted to do it. I was either just gonna get high beforehand. I heard it. I should have committed forward instead of going backwards. Whatever. We'll just we'll play it out because I wasn't done talking, I guess. And for anyone who's looking at the timestamps, I guess they can see that I didn't just end here on offense. We're gonna go all the way. It's practice. We're gonna get reps in on March and Adamance and maybe Rend if I can afford to go to Rend. We'll see. That was very lazy of me though, unfortunately. Flashlight is 30% off. I think we're just gonna run in. Yeah, I was just gonna get high beforehand. Or, I saw that the dispensary near my house is selling these, what's it called? These chocolate covered espresso beans that are 5 milligrams each. And I thought that would be kind of cool, because then now you have like the combo of caffeine and cannabis, which were like my two go-tos for a really long time. But, you know, I'm remembering something that actually made me want to stop even sooner too, was when I was at one of my jobs. I decided to chug a nitro cold brew, which was not good, and I ended up losing feeling in like half of my body and went home early. And I mean, I was fine afterwards, obviously, because I'm here, but it was just too much caffeine. And then afterwards, like, I just had the like no tolerance for caffeine or cannabis after that. Like, I would take one sip of any coffee or even just sodas, and I would just like my chest would get tight and stuff, can't really breathe or anything. And then I would get the same effects when like smoking any amount of weed, or just, and it was just really bad, and just absolutely devastating for me at the time too, because like caffeine and cannabis were the two things that were keeping me going, and I lost both of them at the same time. For a dumb reason, obviously, because you should never really chug a cold brew, like a nitro cold brew, for any reason. But if that's just like an indicator for what kind of dumb decisions I was doing at the time, you know, that's one of them. Which is funny, because that's a decision I made when I was relatively, like, not as dumb, too. That was kind of like an out-of-character decision at the time. But yeah, that was the first time I had to stop. I mean, I've slowly built up my ended up slowly building my tolerance for both of them. Like, I'm once again a coffee enjoyer still, and still am. But I definitely chilled out on the weed since then, too. I mean, it's not like I already wasn't smoking a crazy amount of weed around that time. It was worse when I was like in college and freshly out. But at some point I toned it down to like once a day, maybe twice. I also got this little lighter. Finally got our second cannabis company thing, but I think from like the age of 21 to 25, I was just high all the time. Like and just very much so. And you know, that's kind of like the period of time where I like really developed my gaming stamina. Because what I would do all the time back then, I would well, I used to play a lot of Super Smash Bros. Melee, and I would have people over at my house, and we would just have a bag of cannabis. Okay, we're actually getting some of this, you know, part of the themed run. We're getting the stuff now. I think this is too much for this entrance though. I gotta start running it back, or else I'm not gonna be able to make both trips back in time. Well, let's take the valuable stuff first, and we'll come back for this. Pretty sure we have to go back this way, because everything might be... Oh, there's a beehive also, but the beehives are pretty, like, not worth it, I don't think. I'll consider running it. I mean, it's a guaranteed 79. I have no guarantee that there'll be loot at the backfire exit, which is also the only other entrance that is available to me right now. So if I have enough time after I run this inventory... I might even run the beehive first, because that beehive is worth more than the inventory I left behind, I think. Decisions. But I'll be able to run that faster than one inventory, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Also, the cannabis bag being worth 40 is pretty funny. You know, standard price of an eighth. I mean, I'm sure I'll get comments saying like, dude, I get an eighth for like 10 bucks, 20 bucks or whatever, blah blah blah. That's not really the point. Like if you've been smoking weed for like a decent amount of time, you know that 40 bucks has and was, or at least a lot of people, is a standard price. 40 bucks is actually really good for legal weed too. If you get it from like the legal dispensaries and whatnot, like with tax and everything, it gets real expensive. But I mean, yeah, everyone gets their deals and whatnot, but the important part is that everyone gets their smoke, you know? Not really a competition type thing. There was also another beehive. I'm just gonna run it. I don't think I'm gonna go to the backfire exit. I'm gonna see if it's feasible to make as many trips to and from the main entrance here. I might as well limit test because the run's basically over anyway. Because I have to make enough to go to Rend, 550, but then I also have to make enough to go to Dine. And that's either from selling on this quota or selling after Rend at 33%. And both of those are really unlikely. And then after that I have to be able to sell to go to Titan. And the problem with doing that is that, let's say that I'm even capable of doing that in the first place, I'll be meeting extra quotas that I don't have to meet that I wouldn't normally have to meet in order to do that. And that means that my final quota will probably be around like 700 or 800. And I'll have to meet like a 700 or 800 quota on day 2 after just going to Embryon and Artifice at the end of the day. And like I also have to be able to afford to go to Artifice after Titans. Like it might even be like close to 1,000 quotas, so I'm pretty sure this run is cooked. But it's okay. I'm also forgetting the tangent that I was on before. Part of that might be, like, the reason why I forget things, part of that might be because I smoked myself to oblivion for 10 years. But, you know, it's something that I'm gonna live with, you know. There are some benefits to doing that. You know, like, some people wish that they can watch their favorite show over again and not remember, and, like, watch it as if it's their first time again. What's spotting me? Uh-oh. That's like the worst place he could have spawned. Behind me. He's still tracking me, I think. Damn it. I see him. Oh, I was ready to send it. I might just send it. Oh god! Oh god, okay. Yeah, this run's cooked. It was already cooked, but it's overcooked now. Shoutouts to Overcooked. A game I never played, actually. Despite culinary backgrounds. Played a lot of Plate Up, though. Played a lot of Plate Up and Cook Serve Delicious. Any Cook Serve Delicious enjoyers still watching the video? Are you still here? Netflix? Never actually had a Netflix account, by the way. Got that Crunchyroll, though. Alright. Honorary Adamants to end the run. Maybe we get enough to go to Rend here. Do I buy equipment for this one? Yeah, might as well. Let's give ourselves a fighting chance. Oh, stuff was on sale. That's nice. Can I buy anything with this 40 that would be worth it? Yeah. Oops. Bro, do I not have enough? It says it's worth 40. Which will make total cost of item 40. You cannot afford these items. Your balance is 41. Total cost of these items is 50. Alright, I guess we're not welcome here. It comes with the territory, I guess. They said, you are playing this game regardless of having lost the challenge, therefore you are not welcome, Matt. My name's not even Matt. And if it was, it would have 2 T's at least. Shoutouts to all the Matts with more than 2 T's. Also the Matts with 1 T as well. And the Matts that have 2 T's. Exactly. We don't discriminate. Unlike the terminal here. No tulip snakes? Interesting. Is that an old bird? No, that's just a crazy looking shadow, it seems. 8:33, so the dropship should be coming right now. Any closing remarks on the cannabis stuff? Not really. There wasn't really a point to doing this, just kind of like an opportunity to share, you know, a little bit about my background, I guess. And that's kind of, oh yeah, okay. So that's the tangent that I was on a long time ago, just talking about like a different direction I want to go in with the solo stuff. Just kind of want to have Lethal Company in the background, or just kind of as a premise to be able to just talk about whatever topic that comes to mind. Today just happened to be the cannabis related things because, you know, of the holiday 420. And some other time it might be something else. Something that I've wanted to bring to the channel is some anime stuff. Because that's like the one hobby that I still have, I guess. Because gaming has become less of a hobby and more of a means of work, which is fine to me, because gaming as just a regular hobby is something that was never sustainable for me. Because at the end of every gaming session, it's like, okay, how much did I could use it as a way of decompression and de-stressing, but there are also other ways that are a bit more conducive to the type of person that I want to be, I guess, than just playing video games to decompress. And it's like, how much did that gaming session actually help me get to where I want to be? And a lot of times, like, if I get fixated on a game or something, I will no life that stuff. I mean, it's kind of what happened with Lethal Company when it first came out, but with Lethal Company it wasn't so bad because I, like, just after my first playthrough, or even from my first playthrough, oh, cannabis vape floating in the air. Cool. Even from my first playthrough, I saw the content vision immediately, and I knew, like, from the moment the game came out, and from my first playthrough, that I would be making Lethal Company videos. And that's kind of just, like, the way I made playing video games a bit more productive. I would edit videos of my playthroughs and share them with people. And for a long time, I was just sharing it with friends, because I didn't really have, like, the strategies or anything or the know-how to try to make other people watch my videos at large. And I wasn't even entirely sure if that's something that I wanted exactly. I was just content with making cool videos and sharing it with my friends and calling it a day. We're gonna take the time to just walk this out patiently. And the plan was, like, I would just get my editing skills up and just editing chops down. And if anything took off, like just happened to go viral naturally, then that's when I would full send. Because then I would have landed on something without particularly trying, I guess. And I would have the skills to be able to capitalize. And that's kind of what happened with Lethal Company. Although with Lethal Company I was a bit more intentional with trying to go viral or trying to make the channel pop, because I had already been doing a lot of research into YouTube, and I had actually started my other channel, the Remove the Friction channel, prior to focusing on the gaming stuff, because that was gonna be my main focus until Lethal Company came out, or until the Lethal Company stuff started really popping. What's the valuable stuff here? I think I'm taking too long already. Let's, yeah, I thought about that too hard. I'm pretty sure that bridge is gonna break, so we're just gonna run it normally. And yeah, obviously I'm here now, doing daily Lethal Company for thousands of people. Did Lethal Company full-time for 3 months, and I'm still doing it full-time while also working full-time. So, you know, what a pretty sweet gig going on here. One that I have to deal with baboon hawks on a daily basis. I will just intimidate them. I'm gonna scrap them. Come on. Nah, yeah, you can't get away with that one. Okay. And that's why I brought the stop sign. I'm gonna have to kill another one here. Pretty sure. We'll see. I did see that people started dropping scrap around baboon hawks, so the baboon hawks will just grab the scrap instead of fight them. Like, that's viable as well. I'm gonna try to run across the bridge here to go back, and hopefully they're not stealing my stuff over there. I just realized that that's very much a possibility. Because there were 2 baboon hawks and only one of them stayed. I'm a little worried about where the second one went. Let's run across. Maybe make it across this bridge for once, now that I have 0 weight. What are they attacking? Oh. Okay, we'll do the fire exit jump now then. Got a little lucky that there was a dog. Oh god. Come on. Really? Now there's a giant too? Well, now what? Because I have to go back up this way. Question is, where is he? No way, bro. What am I supposed to do about that? Alright. Well, he can't get me up here, so if I aggro him here, we'll have to go around, I think. Right? Hello? Come on. And then I just jump here. He's gonna lose me though. And there's a dog there now. What? Okay, well, I'm not gonna go back there. We're just gonna do this the hard way. Bro. I think I have to give up on all this stuff. There's 2 giants. Oh my god, dude. We're sending it. No, wait. I'm just not gonna look at the baboon hawks. Oh no, like, okay. I was like, he's still running. Alright, well. Anyway. That went on for long enough, I think. Not gonna make it past this quota. So we're not even... Oh well. That was fun. Very rough, second quota though. Very rough. I think offense could have gone better if I just did the fire exit jump normally, like the regular pipe jump. But I wanted to really check out the new scaffolding jump, which I'm gonna have to practice again. And, or actually practice to get. So that's probably something I'll do before my next one. March. Just got... Was I greedy? Was I greedy? I think... Maybe I was greedy because I didn't have enough to go to rend. Yeah, that was limit testing. Adamant's... That was just kind of unfortunate. I missed the jump on the fire exit side. But even then, you know, if I make that jump, do I survive the dog plus the giant? Because the giant lost me at some point and was just kind of hanging around the ship. And I wouldn't necessarily be able to run to the ship with my inventory because of the dog there. And then if any baboon hawks decided to join the fray, then it would have been pretty rough as well. But I don't know, just I think it ended up being a rough quota. And even if I didn't necessarily die, I'm not sure if I would have made enough for the run overall. So yeah, even with the cannabis company scrap somewhat helping me out here, who knows what scrap they replaced, maybe it wasn't helping me. I did not complete the challenge on this time either, on attempt 4.20 on 420, but that's okay. We were here mostly for the vibes. Hope that if you guys enjoyed this different take on the solo Ironman commentary, I would like to do more of this stuff. And even like I was saying before Adam started getting crazy, I'd like to do more anime stuff too, so you'll most likely see something like that. If there were anything that I pivoted this channel into other than gaming, it would be anime type stuff. At least for the next split. We'll see how I end up liking that. Especially because there's a lot of good anime out this season that I want to get into. And also that there's just a lot of overall good anime that I would never watch unless I recorded myself watching it and somehow gained something from it from YouTube and social media and stuff, for the same reasons why I started recording myself gaming in the first place, or why I'm able to I guess not why I started doing this stuff, because I did start just as a hobby, but I think now if I make videos, it's not necessarily as much of a hobby as much as it is to build a following here and, you know, support myself with it, because that's just the reality of living in today's world. You have to make a living somehow, and if you can do it doing what you love to do, or just doing what you would do anyway, then I don't see why not. That's why we're here. That's kind of lifestyle that I hope some people pick up, because they see me doing it. Like, I'm just kind of a normal person doing this stuff, and I've never thought that people are incapable of doing this stuff if they take the steps. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this run. I'll see you guys in some other videos this weekend, and yeah, blaze it, I suppose. Peace.